Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Only in the UK. Today, Mark is here as usual, and we have Katy from Casual Criminalist, the one
No,
and only,
decoding the unknown.
It is,
You know.
it is. Sorry.
Shall we start again?
Nah, I can look like an idiot. It's fine. Katy-
I did do one casual criminalist.
I know. That's obviously what I was thinking of. Katy from Decoding the Unknown. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we thought it'd be interesting to get somebody who has lived in both the UK and America. I won't dox you, Katy.
No.
America is safe, you know. I mean, it isn't, but you know,
No.
I think it's safe to say that you live in America without
Yes, I do
compromising
currently.
your position.
Mm.
So yeah, I think we've got two topics we decided on eventually. Shall we start with food?
Ooh, okay. Get my little note paper.
So Katy took notes. I tweeted about this. And you did as well, didn't you? Katy took notes. Mark and I have never, ever.
Well, in fact, I wrote the tweet and you retweeted it, so you didn't even do that.
No.
To be fair, I had notes for the very first one, and then I realised they were useless. So, yeah.
Yeah,
that
actually, it went downhill really fast, didn't it?
my notes are very basic. They're literally just like a few words. So it was just in case,
Just something to
it
keep
went
us
in a
on
weird
track.
direction. Yeah, exactly. So, okay. We're talking about, I guess, typical or slightly odd UK foods and stuff.
I have a
Yeah.
thing. I've been to America a few times, but I've only
Yeah.
been to Florida.
Oh,
Why
sorry.
can't America or why can't Florida, even in the Disney fish and chip shop ran by English people, why can't they make proper chips in America?
Chips.
Okay,
Yes.
define proper chips. Do you mean like the slightly flabby ones?
Chip shop chips.
No.
Chip.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, slightly flabby.
Katie,
Yeah.
just to
they're not
define,
very-
we're not talking chips, we're talking chips.
She knows.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Not,
I was
not
confused.
crisps.
I'll tell you what, chips and crisps. I've been here for several years now, a lot of years. I would just use my English version of chips and crisps and everything. Now I have two children. They use the American terms, and I'm just like, especially when I go back to England, I am just like totally confused all the time. Chips, crisps, pants. Now I use them all differently all the time, and I never know what I'm talking about. So I'm just like,
We'll get onto that. We will march onto that one.
Okay.
Have your kids picked up the American accent? Imagine they have.
Kind of. This my daughter. She was born in England, and we moved to New York when she was 18 months old, and then we're in our current state. I can say I'm in California because it's great. We just had an earthquake like a few hours ago. It was very scary. It was actually. It was a lot. I was just like, oh my god. But anyway, we're fine. But yeah, when she started preschool, all the words that she already knew, which were a lot, she would say in an English accent because I was at home with her all the time. We would watch Peppa Pig and stuff. But any new words she'd say in an American accent. So she came home one day and she was like, "We learned how to count by tens." I was like, "Oh yeah." She was like, "Yes, 10, 20, 30, 40." I'm like, okay. So, but at some point she was actually like veering more American, but she made a conscious decision at some point to kind of tone it down a bit. So they sound fairly English, but when we're in England, you can tell that they've definitely got different accent. Yeah.
See, there's a thing over here now where you can tell the children that are raised by YouTube iPads because just like when I collect bingo from school, you hear the kids talking in the playground and they've just got that pseudo fake YouTube influencer American accent, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh no,
Oh,
this is not good.
I know exactly what you mean. When I'm speaking to Bluey, sometimes she's like, "Oh, I'll go and put it in the trash," and I'm like, rubbish.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I have a question, actually.
Yes.
So in this country, I have stumbled once or twice in my lifetime across s'mores.
Oh yeah.
Please explain.
We make
This
s'mores.
is wrong.
Yeah.
So what is it? Oh, graham.
Yeah.
They say graham cracker. We'd say graham.
What is it? And the other one is sliders. I don't get it.
As far
I
as
don't
I know,
understand.
sliders are just mini burgers. That's
Yeah,
about
tiny food.
the extent. I know.
Why?
So you'd get like 3 little
Yeah.
ones.
I think kind
instead
of
of one
the
big
idea
one.
of sliders is if you get them in a restaurant, you have different ones. So you'd have a slider selection, one with
Oh.
barbecue sauce and bacon, and one without. So it's a way of doing.
Why?
They're
just
just little burgers.
They're little burgers.
They're just like
That's
little
all
mini
they are.
versions, just like a small bun with.
Yeah.
Small, they're just- Could you get
About the size. I just told you why.
No,
Dave is
they're
talking about like a
big,
tasting
right?
menu of burgers.
Okay.
I've only ever seen
oh,
like
oh,
3
okay.
the same, but
Okay, it's like a Slurpee version. It's like
They're just
let's
mini.
just
they're
try
mini
this.
versions.
They're just burgers that are about the size of
Okay.
a chocolate chip cookie, like a Maryland's chocolate chip cookie.
Oh,
Okay.
probably a bit bigger than that.
Well,
But
you're in America.
yeah,
of
they're
course
small.
they are.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sliders are the size of normal burgers over here.
You just get 3 burgers.
We get a McDonald's. We order a Big Mac, and we get a fucking slider. So you know, you know what I mean.
What's your McDonald's order?
Mine.
Yeah, or either. Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Well, go on then, Dave.
Mine is seasonal. See, at the moment, I'm enjoying the
Mine is seasonal.
the one that has the I can't remember what it's called, but it's got like melted cheese sauce in it because it's part of their
Sounds lovely.
selection.
Big Tasty.
I love that's
What
what I
do you mean?
usually have. The Big Tasty. Yeah.
Oh, why?
I can't. I just have 2. I have 2 hamburgers, so I guess they are kind of sliders to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't bring
All right.
myself to try anything else.
This is why people realize my chair is so low. My normal. This is just for me. Okay. So I will go to McDonald's. I will have a large Big Mac meal with a chocolate milkshake because I like chocolate milkshakes.
Much.
Doesn't stop there. No,
I was going to say that's what I have as a starter.
Too much. Oh.
Yeah.
You guys-
Half pounder.
calories.
I'll have the half pounder with cheese.
Oh yeah,
That's
the
my
double quarter
backup.
pounder. That's what they call it, isn't it?
A double, half pound, double quarter pounder with cheese, half pounder with cheese, double quarter pounder with cheese. So I'll have that as well, and then I'll have 20 chicken nuggets. I'm a chubby person. I'm okay. No, I'm not. But when I go to McDonald's, it does not fill me up, so I have to eat 10 times more than I normally eat. Otherwise, I was gonna be hungry. That's not good for anyone.
That's a nuts order. Well, anyway, the reason I asked was because when I came back, when we because my kids like McDonald's here, we have it like maybe on a Friday, most Fridays. But when I came back to the UK, my dad he's only allowed McDonald's when my kids are there, so he thinks it's like a big treat. He's like, oh yeah, let's go and get McDonald's. So anyway, they went to this one where they live, and he was sitting there looking at the menu and stuff, and he's like, oh, and can I have a cup of tea? And I was like, tea? You can't have tea with a McDonald's. And then I was looking at the menu, I was like, oh, you can. Oh, I forgot.
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah. So that's just so bizarre. Like in the States, you can have. I mean, I guess you could maybe order a cup of tea, but who goes there and orders like a hot drink with their meal anyway? You'd have that either in the morning. Or separate.
Do you know what? I know people who in this country go to McDonald's just to order a cup of coffee because it's cheaper.
Yeah, probably not as nice though.
When I ran the pub, I used to go in into McDonald's in the morning and get a cup of coffee because I could go in and order a cup of coffee. I could say to the person on the counter, I would like a large cup of coffee, please. And they would provide me with a coffee and no questions. Everywhere else near the pub that sold coffee, they were like, well, what kind of coffee do you want?
Oh, right.
I've had 2 hours sleep. I'm still drunk. I want coffee and no questions.
What sort of coffee do you want? Caffeinated, black maybe.
If there's not like a little menu, I get too much choice is a prison. I just get confused, and I'll just like, oh, I'll just have some water. Bye.
Would you like a grande? Would you like?
Yes.
No, I just want a fucking coffee. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
So questions.
Speaking about food, staple of the English diet, and I'm sure Katie will agree with me. When you're feeling a little bit snacky, you fancy something slightly salty, you go for some Marmite on toast.
Oh,
No.
I knew that was where this was going. Yes, we are Marmite fans. We love it. Dave, do you loathe it?
I
Dave,
like it. I like it more than I like Vegemite.
I don't think I've ever tried
right?
that.
You hate Vegemite,
But
so you barely tolerate Marmite, right?
I love Bovril, but I don't
think
like
I've ever had it.
I also like Marmite flavored mini cheddars.
Oh, yes.
Hang on a second.
What about
Hang on.
Twiglets?
No.
You know what? I actually
like-
find Twiglets a bit too strong.
Yeah, they are a bit weird, to be fair. Did they have Twiglets in America?
I haven't seen any, but I haven't been looking specifically for Twiglets.
If you are in America and you've come across Twiglets, please let us know in the comments below.
So they probably haven't, because they are they just, I used to, I don't actually remember ever enjoying them. I would just eat them. They look like little
a very small
bones.
tree branch
Yeah.
that's been dipped in Marmite.
And there's too much Marmite, if you ask me. And they're very crunchy.
Yes, they are over the top, to be fair.
Yeah. I guess they're an acquired taste. But
have either of you heard of Flips?
does it have a Z on the end? Or
yes.
They're like
Pringles.
They're a bit.
Not Pringles. Not
No.
Pringles. I'm a
They're
cop.
they're chocolate coated pretzels.
Pretzels.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah, I can. They're white chocolate, I think here.
Yeah,
I can
or dark
blue bag,
or
white Flips, whatever it is. Yeah,
brown chocolate. Or
I don't really like pretzels.
Chocolate.
No,
I don't like
much.
pretzels
I don't like
bitter.
Flips either. But if they're there, I'll eat them.
Yeah. That's my problem. That's my problem with Flips in general.
Okay.
So I just have to not buy them, otherwise I will just eat them.
So in America,
I don't like
you get
popcorn.
the
If it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah, anything. Yes.
So we've got in this country popcorn.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
We
So we have. Let's run it down. So we've got what have we got in this country? I've got to try to. It's been a long time since I've been anywhere near a cinema or anything like that. So you've got sweet, you've got salted, you've got sweet and salted mixed.
That was my.
You've got toffee popcorn.
Oh yeah, too sweet for me.
Butterkiss. Rah. Yeah. What do you have in the States?
What, at the movies, at the cinema?
Yeah, what do you get to choose from?
Well, you don't really. I went the other day. It's like just a butter popcorn. It's not too sweet or too salty, because in the UK I always used to ask for half and half mixed.
Yeah.
So here we just eat. I guess it's like it veers more salt, but you can put butter on it separately. Sometimes you have it in like a liquid. You can pump like butter onto the popcorn.
I'm just gonna congeal my shit.
Yeah, disgusting. Oh no, horrible. Or you can just see like the Frankfurter things like rotating around on the background.
The roller.
Like, no. Yeah, so it's just kind of like I think they call it movie theater popcorn, because you can get the microwavable one as well.
Okay.
At home, and it's just called movie. So I guess it's like slightly buttery, slightly sweet, slightly salty. I've never had to ask for any other bits, but yeah, we don't put anything else on ours. And there's some places you can go where you can get toppings to go on it, like a sprinkle thing, which my son conned me into buying once. And it was disgusting. Never again. It was like a cheese one. Not nice. It's just like a powder that you can take on it. Yeah,
cheese.
Nice. Yeah, like a cheese.
That was
cheese popcorn. No, this was
a little independent cinema near where I grew up, and they did like nachos with cheese sauce and popcorn. And if you asked them, they'd put nacho sauce on the popcorn.
On the popcorn.
Oh no!
Cheese on the popcorn. Oh,
there are some things that should not happen.
I don't know. I can see that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd eat it though. But
so what other snacks? What other snacks have we got? So,
well, I was thinking the first thing that popped into my head as like a typically British thing was skips. I don't know why.
The prawn cocktail flowers.
Yeah, I used to hate them because it was just a weird taste, and like you put it on your tongue and it would like grab onto your
melt down. Yeah.
And actually, I looked up the other day because I was thinking, oh, are they maybe they're an American thing, but I looked up and it was made by a UK company. But also, what I had never realised
KP.
until last week, oh yeah, KP, is that they were modelled like they were supposed to be a version of prawn crackers, which I had never.
Yeah.
Oh, I get
never,
that.
made the connection. I love prawn crackers. I just hate skips. I think it's because they're prawn cocktail flavour.
I used to love I used to love the adverts, to be fair, with Jesus, what was his name? Colin?
I can't remember.
Was it Colin, the biker? Colin.
I can vaguely remember.
No?
I don't know. Was it like melt?
Fucking older than
Something about
both of you,
melting.
so, you know.
About, I don't know. Did he like melt or something? I can't really remember.
They were all melt.
But,
let's be honest.
What a melt!
What else we got? Because I know the chocolate in America is different to the chocolate that we get in the UK.
You can't sell it in the UK as chocolate because it doesn't have chocolate in it.
Exactly.
There's no chocolate.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't buy it here. I don't buy it here. They sell it,
and the no, you carry on. It's fine.
Okay, I was just gonna say I love dairy milk at home, and I will when my mum comes to visit, she'll bring a suitcase full of dairy milk, double deckers. My kids love Whispers. We have Jaffa cakes. She will bring all that good stuff. And here I see dairy milk.
The contraband from UK.
Yeah, she just like fills up. We love Jaffa cakes, but
it's Easter. Fucking get it over it.
But it's made by Hershey's here. And if you ever had any Hershey chocolate,
it's horrible.
Just tastes weird.
Did they not replace the sugar with corn something or another? Which is why Coke tastes like arse.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because the dairy milk, the whole selling point of it in the UK was like glass and a half of milk, and like so that's the picture on the logo and everything.
Yeah.
And that's like the main ingredient, and that's the first thing listed. But in the Hershey's one, the first thing listed is sugar, and it's not creamy. It doesn't taste the same. And so I never buy it here. Never buy American. I know. Look at that. I know exactly. Gross. It's not the same. Chalky. That was the word for the Hershey's kisses.
Oh no.
Chalky. Yeah.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where they go to the UK and they go into the sweet shop and the guy's like, word to the wires, British candy is a little sweeter than the stuff you get over the pond.
Do you know what? It's quite funny, but since the whole sugar tax, the price of chocolate has gone through the roof.
Oh no.
And no word of a lie, I had to buy some the other day, taking a little one out, whatever. She decided she wanted a flake. Okay, so it is literally just chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's chocolate that will disintegrate when you touch it. 85p for a flake bar. I don't buy chocolate. Me personally, but 85 pence, that's almost a pound. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? I used to buy these for 20p back in the day. What the shit is this all about?
Well, I will say though,
introduced this sugar tax, didn't they? So,
but honestly, here, all my groceries are so expensive. When we go back to England, my parents have their nearest shop is like a Waitrose local, and we'll go in there, and I'm like, oh my God, look at these chicken breasts. It's £5 for 4 chicken. Let's buy the whole lot. It's so cheap compared to where I am.
In what?
It's so cheap. Here, it's honestly, my mum will be like, I'll buy some groceries for dinner tonight. And then she'll end up spending like $70. Like,
chicken breasts aren't 4 for £5 now.
Well, this might have been a couple of years ago, but how much is 4 chicken breasts then?
I don't know. I bought 960 grams of chicken breast the other day, and it was £7.60.
Okay, well, that's a lot of chicken for. Yeah, I mean, honestly, here it's just ridiculous.
Was that Tesco? That was Tesco.
That was
Club
Tesco's
Card price meat.
Okay, I bought 3 massive, and they were massive. They looked like they weren't off a chicken. This chicken was
maybe it was an American chicken
of some description. I got 3 chicken breasts off this chicken for less than £3 from Aldi.
So you're saying that the 4 for £5 is expensive?
No, I'm
not saying
nothing. Not saying
no, because I was thinking, maybe that's like.
However,
cheap now. I don't know.
However, a whole leg of lamb. right?
Yeah.
Today, impromptu, little one was like, "I want a roast dinner." Oh Jesus! What do you want? I want lamb. What? What sort of child wants fucking lamb? Jesus
Not mine.
Christ!
I want lamb right now.
So the
Oh.
only thing I could snag was a leg of lamb. It was 13 quid. A whole leg of lamb. A whole leg of lamb was 13 quid from Aldi.
hmm
Yeah.
This thing was massive. This sheep must have been roaming through the countryside, annihilating everything in its wake, and they had to take it down because of the size of it. Because the leg of this thing, it was just unbelievable. Fed 3 of us. Yeah, me, little one's mum. Little one had lamb what did she have? Lamb pancakes this evening. Crispy lamb pancakes.
Nice.
In instead of duck. She had that. I've got the lamb bone out there, which is going to be my dinner, because the amount of meat that's left on it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there was still so much left over. It's just, oh my God. This thing is like super lamb. This thing was flying through the air before it got taken out with a trebuchet or something. Do you know what I mean?
Lamb
with
sandwiches
English.
are better than ham sandwiches.
Oh, lamb
Oh
sandwiches.
God, yeah.
Bit of
I go there.
Mint sauce.
mint sauce. Oh. So what are your go-to like roast vegetables for your roast?
I'm pretty simple when it comes to veg. I'll do peas and carrots, maybe some green beans, bit of broccoli. That's about my vegetable limit.
I roast cauliflower. I roast broccoli. I roast carrots with a sprinkle of coriander over the top. You just have to. Nice. Yes.
Are we parsnip fans?
No. Parsnips are awesome for me personally. Dave hates them, obviously. Me,
I do hate them.
If you get a parsnip and you brush it with honey and you bake it, sweet parsnip, gorgeous.
Next time I'm back in the UK, I'm going to come around your house for Sunday lunch. Okay, you can make me roast lamb and some carrots and parsnips.
You and your family, next time you're in the UK, if you want to come round and you want to have a roast, I will bang it out for you.
Okay, so all right, go on.
Are there any more foods that we are unaware of in this country that we should be aware of?
Unaware of
snacks. Come on,
stuff that's big over there. Is there anything you discovered when you went to America that you'd never had before?
Do you have Trader Joe's in England yet or not?
No.
There might be some in London. I don't know.
No, is the answer. Oh,
this is a very posh snack that I just found. It's it's a quinoa puff.
No,
and it's like a
quinoa puff.
Quinoa, is that how you say it? Quinoa.
Yeah, quinoa. Yeah,
quinoa. A quinoa puff. I was just checking that you knew what I was talking about. If you only ever seen it written down, you never know. But it's like a puffed quinoa thing, and it has like jalapeno dust on it. I don't know.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I guess it turns into the consistency of a skip after a while, but it's like a little crunchy puff, but it's pretty spicy. But they're good. So that's something that I've just found. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but yeah. And I don't know. I mean, we just eat lots of crisps, but I'm very boring and I just like plain, like ready salted flavors.
Yeah,
so
upstairs I've got flame grilled steak McCoy is waiting for me.
That was my
nice.
that was my exception. I did like the steak McCoys. Yeah, we don't get McCoys here. We have Ruffles. Do you have Ruffles there, or are they called something different?
They have started to filter through. Actually, I've seen it.
It's the same company, yeah, because here they're called Lay's and it's Walker's there, I think.
Yeah, Lay's. Lay's is the other thing that started to filter through over here.
Okay, but I thought Lay's and Walker's were like the same company, basically.
They are. Yeah. However, a packet of Lay's will set you back about £1.50 more than a packet of Walker's.
It's probably not worth it. Yes. But yeah, I just get the and you can get the well, that's the thing here. What you can't get is small bags of like it was very difficult to find like multi-packs of crisps. So,
Do
you
not
know,
sell
you can
separately.
go down well, you can get like the big bags. They're called like family size or party size. And I
Yeah.
can get like a box of a variety pack. But then there's always at least one thing in there that the kids don't eat. So
Is
I
it
don't.
with all the salt and vinegar left.
I have so many salt and vinegar
Yeah.
kettle chips at the moment. Oh, and I don't really like them either. But
No.
yeah, like a multi-pack, you know, you could go down to Tesco's and buy, you know, like a multi-pack of anything, hula hoops, any flavor crisps, or like, you know, 3 different things or anything. And then put that in the lunchbox. But here it's it's a bit more difficult to find. Like there's just the smaller servings of crisps. You go and you buy
Yeah.
one and it's like a big bag. But that's
So-
all right. You just like, you know, help yourself to a
So-
few handfuls of the snack.
Inquiring minds need to know: are eggs cheaper yet?
Oh, eggs. I didn't actually start buying eggs until fairly recently. No, they're not. They haven't gone down. I mean, they're very expensive compared to the UK anyway. I can't really remember.
Really?
Oh, I think I paid. Well, actually, I only bought because normally I would buy 18, either 12 or 18, but I only bought 6 the other day, and that was about $7 or something.
What's
Or
that
just
like?
like
about
a fiver, maybe.
Jesus.
I know, but also we are also in an expensive part of an expensive state, so we're in a kind of a bubble anyway. But yeah, they're a lot, and also lots of places because we also have like avian flu or whatever. So yeah, there's like fewer eggs anyway because there's like chickens being slaughtered everywhere, so they just have like not as many, and also
Jesus.
they've just gone up, so they're not going to come down anytime soon. But it's not, you know, if you need eggs, you can go and buy them, but they're just pretty expensive. Oh, but what I was going to say when we were talking about crisps and stuff was just a core food memory of mine from being in England was like school lunches.
Oh,
So
yeah.
did you guys take your own packed lunch
No,
in primary school or anything? Or did you always have school
I
dinner?
was a free school meals kid.
Oh, yeah. Because we
I used to eat my friend's packed lunch and then go for dinner.
Okay. And
I
then
was the
have some
fat
chicken
kid.
nuggets. Because I used to have, I had this memory. My mum used to make me like shrimp paste sandwiches. I don't even know if can you buy
Oh,
like
you
mean like
can.
Shippums?
Yeah.
Shippums.
Yeah.
I love that.
shit.
I did used to quite like it. Now I don't think I'd be able to stand it. But it was just like, limp. And you know, there was like no refrigeration in my lunchbox or anything. It was just like my plastic sweaty lunchbox. And by the time you opened it, it was all like my limp sandwich.
Fish paste sandwich.
Ooh.
And maybe some like
No.
maybe some
Because you used to get like you used to get the Shipham stuff. You could get all sorts. You could get ham, you could get the fish stuff, the crab stuff. It all tasted exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to tell the difference.
What about
It was-
sandwich
yeah, so-
spread? Anyone remember sandwich spread?
Oh no.
I know
No,
of
the
it.
stuff that looked like it came out after you thrown up. Is that what you're talking about?
Is it
Kind of.
cream
It's got.
cheese?
You wouldn't be able
No.
to shit. Sorry,
like,
Dave.
It's got. I don't know what's in it. It's not
Carrot
It's a savory
and cream
it's
cheese. Yeah.
Oh, I never really had that, I don't think.
It looks like vomit, basically.
Maybe you weren't poor enough.
I don't know. I was having the shrimp paste sandwiches.
No, seriously.
Raisin box. Getting the
That
raisin
sandwich
blast
spread.
raisins out.
It tasted
you-
lovely, but you didn't want to stare at it.
Did you not have?
tip.
Did you not have school meals then?
Well, I think we could choose. Because sometimes I just remember my primary school, the school lunches were not good. There was this one thing you had, there were like 8 people at a table or whatever. And they put this like terrine thing down, and it was liver and bacon stew. And you got like one piece of mystery meat each, and you just had to hope it was the bacon. Because there wasn't really, you couldn't like, there wasn't enough to choose. And it was just like, oh God. I mean, who would put liver? Kids, you know, we were under 8 years old. Oh, liver and bacon.
No.
Disgusting. And then also at the end of the meal, the headmistress or can't remember, the dinner lady or whatever, would come around with like a big bowl of cheese cubes. Did you guys ever have that? And everyone would have like a piece of cheese after their meal. Just like
No.
one little
To wipe
sweaty
the fucking
cube.
taste of the shit out of your mouth. That's what it was.
Probably supposed to be good for your teeth.
Palate
But
cleanser.
yeah,
as they
everyone
called it.
touch all the cheese, and then you got your bit of cheese.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of gross. But I
Try
really
and be the
like
first in the queue.
Yeah, I mean, I never even really thought about the whole hygiene aspect until just now. Now I just feel
And
sick.
nobody died. Shocking.
No, do you know what?
Well, maybe they did, and I just didn't realize.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I suppose it just wasn't
What happened
reported.
to that person? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Died from the
school
manky
meals,
cheese.
and to be honest, I will take my hat off, because the school meals that I had, they were actually pretty good, and we used to have our favorite, me and my mates, was the halal chicken, because it was slightly different to what we had before. Not only that, the minced beef and onion pie we used to get.
Oh,
The
like a
pie
pie.
was short crust pastry, and it was absolutely rammed, but it was a very juicy, very gravy-y meat that was in there. That's the only way I can describe it. It was rammed to
Okay.
the rafters, and he had mashed potatoes with it, and it was nice.
That's a really good meal. But also, was it was it the official definition of a pie? Tell me it was not just the lid. It was all around.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's it.
no. It had an
Ew.
ass.
Hate
It
those
had
stupid-
a pie ass, and it had a side, which was always
can't
good.
pick it up,
Unless you
it's
got
not
the
a
shape
pie.
in
Yeah.
a bit where you had a top
This
and a
isn't
bottom.
pie. This is just
Yeah.
got a puff pastry lid. Yeah, I hate that.
Ray Bentos, what the fuck? Just a lid.
I remember there being actually just listed on the menu meat.
Nice.
We're not going to describe it. You're just going to have to take it that we didn't find it down the back alley woofing at us.
Yeah. That's all we can say. Oh man. Some sort of meat. Yeah. But we did have
Dave,
pizza and desserts.
It was
Dave.
just like processed turkey slices, probably, but
Turkey Twizzlers conversation.
camera, which is going to drive Julian mental because my camera position has changed several times. I'm trying to get my camera to kind of match you guys, but I
I've got
can't.
my battery on my laptop. We're just blowing sunshine up Julian's ass.
Julian has worked his tits off for.
I know, Julian is the best.
Goddamn right.
Julian, I'd love to speak to Julian and just say to him, thank you. That's all I'd want to say to him. That's it.
Okay, so if you look at moving on to the next topic. Linguistic differences between...
Oh, we're on to words.
Yeah, I'd say. I don't know whether Roger as a verb is actually well known over in the States. I'm not sure.
I'll tell you
Try it out and see if anyone knows what I'm talking about.
Roger. Roger's like, no.
Not again.
a friend of mine who shall remain nameless because he's got quite an important grown-up job now, all the way
Is it
through
Charles?
all the way through school. His email address was fist can be a verb.
Yeah, good one. Oh,
Okay. I am going to kick this one off.
Edgelord. Go on then.
Yeah.
Edgelord. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful saying. Right, I'm going to kick this one off. Right, so I have had a bugbear over the years, which I should not have had. Okay, and that is the fact that we call a certain metal alloy aluminium.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And yet the Americans call it aluminum.
Yes.
And that has annoyed the tits off me for ages. But in researching this, I've realized that we, the English, were wrong.
Well, I haven't. Okay, I know that you're talking about aluminium and aluminum, and I know that the Americans are not saying it incorrectly because they spell it without the extra I. However, are those two things the same element or are they different? Because I haven't gone that far into the research.
They are the same element. So
Okay.
when it was discovered, it was called the guy that discovered it called it aluminum.
Okay. Hey, I don't want to say A.
So that was the original way of saying it.
Yeah.
However, the British Institute of Science got involved, and they were like, we need to add an IUM because of potassium and all the iums. Yeah.
But it was already aluminum.
It was aluminum. So they
then it's
wanted
not like
to change it to an ium.
Potassium.
But so you've got potassium and you've got other iums. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Beryllium?
Other
Really?
beryllium, ium, yeah, IUM at the end. And to fall in line with this, they asked him to
Cadmium.
rename it aluminium.
Okay.
So he did rename it aluminium.
All right.
Okay. However, the Americans refused. In my head, they were like, "No, we are not changing it because this is what it was originally called, and fuck you lot."
But they don't like change, do they? That's why they're still on metric.
But the thing is, it was originally called aluminum, and as the British, as we are, we wanted an IUM, not an we wanted an ium. So hence the reason it got called aluminium in this country. And this is where it comes from. All these years, the Americans have been going, oh, it's aluminum. I'm going, there's an IUM. Because I'm British. It's aluminium. And I've been wrong, so I apologize to everybody that I've berated over the years. And
that's not the British way.
To the public
jury for being wrong.
Wow. Okay, so you've sent out a national apology to Americans for having.
No, not national, just me.
Oh, okay, just you.
Just me.
But I mean, yeah,
I was an arsehole about it, frankly. I was a fucking aluminium nut. But it is what it is. But the thing is, it sticks with me.
Just aluminum.
It's just aluminum. Aluminium. But it's not. It was actually aluminum, and it's always been aluminum.
Well, hey.
I'm not sure what's more shocking. I'm not sure what's more shocking. The fact that that is the case, or that someone actually did research for the show.
I know, good one, Mark.
But I would just like to point out my pants are in the inside of my fucking trousers.
Okay, yeah, I do get confused. Oh, and I say so many American words now because obviously I've lived here for 12 years, maybe, I think. So when I go back home, I mean, it's just everyday stuff, you know, grocery store, gas station, all that kind of thing. Chips, pants. Go on then.
Okay. Why do the American population feel the need to describe what they're doing when they're going shopping? I'm going grocery shopping. See, over here, we're going shopping.
Yeah, it's kind of implied.
If we're not going shopping
go get groceries
for shit we need to live, then we're going shoe shopping, or we're going hat shopping, because you fucking do, or we're going clothes shopping, or we're going. I'm gonna go shopping because I need a new TV. I'm gonna go to the shops because I need a new TV. I'm not going shopping for a new TV. I'm going to go to the shops for a new TV. But in America, you go grocery shopping, clothes shopping. You go.
So the only actual difference is that they say going grocery shopping, whereas we would just say we're going shopping, and you would assume it was for groceries.
To the shops.
But why?
I go to the store as well. I don't even go to a shop anymore.
The store.
I do go to the store. I go to the grocery store.
Is there a difference? Is it
buy groceries?
Where can I get one?
Yeah. No, here. Remember, everything's more expensive, so you don't want to go grocery shopping here. No, thanks. It's very cheaper for me to like fly back to England, buy some stuff at Waitrose, and fly back again. Oh,
Jesus Christ! You're flying over the shop at Waitrose, and it's cheap.
I know. It is. And you're saying 85p for a flake was expensive. I'd be like, wow, check this out. You get a flake for 85p. Anything under £1 is like, wow.
The people who shop at Waitrose, they're the sort of people that just leave the pound coins in the trolley. And then you got the people like myself who are like,
No one does
Oh, look.
My brother, my
Trying to
brother,
get out again.
that.
when my
Well,
brother was about 12, he went to, I think it was Waitrose, big Waitrose at Christmas, and he was just offering to take people's trolleys back for him. And he did that all day, and he made 100 quid.
Yes,
Jesus.
good hustle. Yeah, they
Fair
don't really
play.
do have those here because the coins are stupid. And if I have a handful of change, I'm looking at it going, I don't know what this is. Can someone help me? I can't work it out.
It jingles.
It's too complicated. The quarters I can more or less see, but then the dime is worth 10, but it's smaller than the nickel, which is worth 5, which isn't significantly smaller than the quarter. So I'm just sitting there like, ah, my brain just does a big meltdown.
Do you do
But
the
yeah,
whole-
I don't use change.
I gotta admit, I went over to the States in '98 and I didn't know what I was working with money wise.
No,
I
I still
didn't
don't.
understand it. So I of a morning, where did I go? I went to Radford. I went to Radford in Virginia. Is it West Virginia? Virginia, West Virginia?
That's me.
It's up there somewhere. And I spent a couple of weeks there with some uni students that I was chatting to. This is back in 1998. You know what I mean? It's back in the day.
My prime year.
And they introduced me to Mocha Joe's over the road, which was a coffee shop. And of course, the first thing I ordered was a cup of tea. Mistake.
And they probably call it Mocha Joe's as well.
Yeah, it was.
Killer Mocha Joe.
But I ordered a cup of tea, and this tea comes up, and I was like looking at it. I was like, okay, well, that's tea, kind of looking. And I turn around, excuse me, dude, you got any milk? And he looked at me like I just shit in his granny's mouth. And I was like, oh God. He's like, milk? Milk? Yeah, milk for the tea. Because that's how I take it. And then I had to pay at the end, and I was like, I just held everything out and went,
Yeah, it's
so I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
no, it's very confusing, honestly. It's the coins are very. I've just had loads in my because I don't pay for anything with cash really anymore. Anyway, so it's very confusing for me. I'm just like help. But yeah, there are so many differences just in every noun is like different. Because I remember when I first moved here. Yeah, go on.
So, in America, you wear pants.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing jeans right now. I can jeans is I can deal with.
Yeah, they ain't pants, are they? Let's be honest.
Jeans are pants, but I can just say jeans and everyone knows what I mean. So
you can't. You can't. Switch back to your British roots for a second.
Okay.
Are your jeans
trousers?
Pants? Are you wearing jean pants?
Am I wearing jean pants?
Because that would be awful. So in this country,
yes, I see. Yeah. Denim pants would be uncomfortable.
They would chafe. Let's be honest.
Yes.
In this country, we wear pants under our trousers. Okay, so Americans, here we go, trousers. This is what you wear outside your pants. Trousers is what you wear just longer than your pants. They go down your leg. So
your leg.
they go down your leg. They go down to the bottom of your leg. Probably cargo pants down to the bottom of your leg. Wonderful.
How about those ones that have the zips around them and you can like unzip the leg?
Yeah, I love those.
I did wonder what the fuck you were getting at right then.
Dave, I can imagine you would be the type of person that would wear
yes.
So, pants. Inside or outside what you wear unless you're fucking Superman.
Okay, yeah. This is one of those things that when I first moved here, because I was, lived in England for 30 plus years, I was sticking to what I would say there. But now that I've been here a while, I've assimilated. I hear that's what you're supposed to do up to a point. Children,
Dave.
Children who have friends, I don't want them to be saying embarrassing stuff in front of their friends. Their friends like, "What are trousers?" or whatever. So to smooth things over for them, I say pants for trousers here. But my point was that I'm just wearing jeans, so I can say that, and everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, jeans.
I do
Jeans
say
crosses
pants.
the pond. That's fine.
I say pants here because I'm in America, and yeah,
Okay.
it's just kind of easy. And also, it's less effort. Trousers,
Rubbish.
pants. You just say pants.
Rubbish.
Put your pants on.
Rubbish. Rubbish.
Although, I do sometimes say pants for underwear as well. Like,
So put your pants and pants on.
put your pants. Well, what do I call my? I'm just trying to think what I call like my.
You're trying to
Oh, maybe I
confuse
call it
people.
underwear. What I do not say is panties because that is.
Oh, no. That insists that you're over 80 years old or something.
No, it just sounds very. I don't know. It just sounds a bit sexier than the average probable pair of underwear that most people are wearing. Panties.
I'm wearing panties.
Well, not when you say it.
That's
When
a
I say it.
Yeah, all
That's
right,
a
I'll give it to
soundbite,
you.
right
I'll
there.
give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Need to get Julian to cut that out. And we just put that up as a short. Mark saying that he's wearing panties.
I'm wearing panties. I'm wearing panties.
Panties.
Shut up, Dave. I'm not wearing panties for you. I wore a thong once.
Late.
We're not
Not
here
a
to judge.
G-string.
We're not here to judge.
I wore a thong once.
Late.
I wore a thong. Right. Okay. Next one. Are you ready for this?
Oh no.
It's a bad one.
Oh
Bad one.
no. Oh God.
Rubbish.
Oh yes.
Garbage.
Actually, that is that's another one that I've
Trash.
trash. I will flip flop all over the place. I will say something is rubbish if it's not very good,
It's
but
rubbish.
I put the trash out, but it gets picked up by the garbage truck. So maybe I put out the garbage.
I don't know.
Ah,
Yeah,
is
I
that
put
with the
out the
nappies
bin.
or is that with the
Words, no.
diapers?
Well, my kids are way past that stage, thank God. But yeah, I think I put the trash out. Yeah. But then if I say I'm putting out the trash, then that means the bins, but they get picked up by the garbage truck. Although the other day I had to ask my parent, I was like, when the bins get picked up, what do you call that? I was like, do you call it the rubbish van? I can't remember. Is it the bin lorry? I couldn't remember what it's called.
The rubbish.
Is it the
van.
bin lorry? I couldn't
Do
remember.
you guys call it a bin where you put your
I do.
trash, rubbish?
So I'm not a good example of an
It's a
American.
can, isn't it?
But-
trash can.
Trash can, yeah, or a garbage can.
Garbage can,
It's-
trash
it's-
can.
Yeah.
So if you say, right,
I'll take out the
let's say your little one dumps their whatever napkin. Let's say a napkin, just to be safe, on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. And you go pick that up and put it in the rubbish bin. Yeah. What would you say? Because I'm confused at this point.
Yeah.
Would you say
I'd probably
put it in the trash can, or
I'd
would
probably
you
just say put it in the. I'd
put it
just
in
say put it in the.
garbage?
I'd say put it in the trash, probably.
Put it in the trash. Put it in
Yeah.
garbage. Put it in.
I was talking to
I
an
say
American-
I call it the trash.
So what's
I
the
was
fanny
talking to an
pack?
American friend of mine a while ago, and she said trash becomes garbage when it goes outside.
There you go. That
You have a trash can inside,
Yeah.
and then you empty it into the garbage cans, which are outside.
yeah. That
and
makes
then
sense.
it's collected by the garbage
It's
lorry.
definitely collected by the garbage truck,
The garbage
not
truck.
lorry.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that makes sense. I think I was doing that automatically. Yeah.
So
But I sometimes would say rubbish, but most of the time now, yeah, I'd say put it in the trash.
you have fallen. to
I
darkness.
know, sorry. So I've been here like a quarter of my life now. But it was more
It's
It was
okay,
more-
Dave. We have the high ground.
yeah, you do. But it was more obvious. I don't know, because when I first moved here, I'd like take my daughter out and I'd be pushing her in a buggy. I'd have my nappy bag on there and we'd
In
be
a
going
what?
in a buggy.
What? No. In a.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
buggy,
saying this is what I
buggy.
used to say. Okay, listen. I would push her in a buggy. I'd have my nappy bag. We were going to the sandpit and she'd have a bucket and spade. But my American friend right next to me, she'd be pushing her daughter in a stroller. She'd have her diaper bag and they were going to the sandbox with a pail and shovel. So it was like,
Pail and shovel.
yeah,
Hmm. Didn't know that.
I know. It's like everything. Pacifier, dummy. My kids
I love the
abused
way
it,
you
dummy,
took a nappy bag with your buggy
but nappy bag. Yeah, you hang
instead
it
of
on
a pram.
Oh, pram. Who says pram anyway? It's a bit old, isn't it?
Everyone.
Really? You say pram?
Pram seems to be
Pram is like
push
the
chair
thing.
is what I always say.
chair.
A
Pram.
pushchair.
Yeah.
I'd say a buggy. I'd say a pram would be like for infants, and it would have like that big hood thing on it, and they'd be
Yeah,
facing you like
yeah.
this was this was more of a pushchair, I guess. Yeah, but I would call it a buggy for a long time,
Buggy.
and it was a bugaboo,
Okay.
so
But,
maybe it's short for that.
but you said nappy.
Yeah, I
would
did used to
drink
say
that.
nappy. Yeah,
Katy.
well, when I first moved there, I was still I was still in English mode for a long time. Nappy, dummy. Yeah, they'd have.
They call it a
Where's your
diaper, don't
patty?
they?
Where's your patty? Pacifier, they call it.
I don't.
Yeah, they call them
I don't-
diapers.
Yeah, diaper and pacifier rather than nappy and dummy. Dummy? Dummy. Yeah.
That's what we
dummy.
would call it, right?
Why? Why the massive difference? I don't understand.
I don't know the etymological thing behind a diaper or a
Okay.
nappy.
So the
Hey,
big
hey,
one-
listen though. If you're incontinent as an older person and you go and buy some stuff, do you buy adult nappies or adult diapers?
I buy
It would
adult
probably-
nappies,
Yeah, which one do you buy?
but let's not put that out there.
You probably need to wear more absorbent panties.
Oh, no. It got
Yeah, like, you know, the-
time.
I
They're
have
called adult diapers. I can't imagine they would be called adult nappies.
well,
Shit catchers.
I have friends who work in like the care industry,
Yeah.
and you're not. They were always adult nappies, but
Oh,
then
really?
like if you're working in healthcare, you're not supposed to say nappies anymore. They refer to them as pads or
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, or,
I was like, do
or
they call them diapers?
incontinence
Oh, yeah,
pants or
because,
Yeah, okay. But they're pretty infantilized.
people don't like the association. Apparently.
No.
okay.
Ah,
Let's
So even
see
just
now.
saying
Let's
funny things.
so-
Like if I said, oh, sorry. Like when I first
No,
came
no,
here, if I
you
said
carry
something
on.
like,
Carry on.
all right.
Hey,
if I
carry
did-
on. You're far
Yeah.
more interested than I am. Jesus.
Well, when because my husband's American as well, so I used to go to visit his family, and they're in South Carolina, so that's like a totally different story. But if I said something, just even like, "Oh, I'm just popping to the loo," you know, I have like no idea what I'm talking about. So even just something, you know, really simple
I remember
phrase, totally confusing.
the only time I've ever visited the States. I flew in to Miami and I had a connecting flight, but there was a couple of hours and I smoked at the time.
I know where this is going. Same thing happened.
You know this one, didn't you? I went
I-
up to a security guard and I was like, "Excuse me, mate, where can I go and have a fag?"
It's a cigarette, mate. I'm not your mate, fag.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
It happened to a guy in front of me in the hotel at Disney.
I thought he was going to go down the loo route.
I came down.
He glared at me badly.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I came down to reception to ask when the shuttle bus times were to get to Disney, and the guy in front of me, he went up to this lady and she's like, "Oh, hello, sir. How can I help you today?" And he's like, "Where can I get some fags?" And it's like the silence was almost magical. She just said, "Pardon?" He's like, "Where can I get some fags? I'm gagging." And I
Oh,
was like,
God.
I was just crying, laughing. I was like,
Oh,
I can't even help you, mate. I know what the problem is. You're gonna find out.
dear.
But it took
Oh.
longer than it should have to work
Oh
before she
god.
gave him directions to the nearest 7-Eleven. But
Oh my god.
I was
Yeah.
just dying laughing. Other people's awkwardness is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the
Oh,
look.
man.
And he just glared at me, and I pulled my packet of cigarettes
What are you
out
gonna
my
say then?
pocket, and I went, "Cigarette?" And he went, "Oh, you're English, right?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "You need to go outside." Okay, thank you.
Don't say that.
And at that point, I could have fucking died.
Oh
But,
my
yeah,
god.
I never made that mistake again. Jesus.
Oh man.
Actually, I have. Right, there's two things, right? So in this country, we say arse.
Yes, I was going to say.
S-E. Instead of ass, as in A-double-S.
Yeah.
An ass, A-double-S, is a fucking donkey.
Yes, it is, but
What
also
the
it's
hell?
But
Well,
that changes between the north and the south down here, though, as well.
yeah.
Is
An
it?
ass is also
Yeah.
an animal in England. I'm sure it's in
Yes.
the Bible. An ass,
Dong.
as well as other stuff.
Jesus had very, very stretchy skin. Did you know that?
God.
So when he arrived outside Jerusalem, he tied his ass to a tree and walked the rest in.
Oh dear. No, I had never heard of that.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh God. Okay, great image.
I think I stole that from Jethro.
Oh man. Well, what I was going to say about it was that yes, ass is used frequently to mean you bum, asshole, etc.
Yeah.
But the
Yes.
thing I was going to mention was that when they have English people on TV or in movies saying the word ass, which they wouldn't say, and that always bugs me. So they'll say like, "I want you to move your ass," and blah blah blah, or they'll call someone an asshole, and it's like English people don't say that. Why couldn't they just change the script to say arse because that's what they would say?
And not
This is
only that,
irritating.
it sounds wrong.
Yeah, it does. Unless
know,
you're saying
if I
weird,
say-
you have to
if so
put a
you-
weird accent on.
I'm just gonna do it now. You arsehole. You fucking asshole. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds stupid because it's not natural. And yeah,
Yeah.
I've watched TV shows where it's probably an American show and the person in it happens to be British and they just say ass because that's what they wrote in the script.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't say that
Yeah.
because it just sounds wrong. Unless, yeah,
That's
you-
why I've not been.
yeah.
That's why I've not been hired by Hollywood. See, because I would say
Because of your
arse
refusal.
instead of
That's
ass,
the reason.
and that's the whole reason behind it, and that's why I'm not famous anymore.
It's because of your whole aluminium stance that you've had.
Yeah.
Oh.
Had you on the blacklist.
Don't you take
Now
me
you've
on the
recanted. Well, you've recanted it now, so you never know. Maybe
You've
the-
apologised to the world.
Yeah.
You behave yourself, Mrs. Watson.
You've
said-
it's made your peace.
It's in elementary, my dear Watson. Oh God, I wanted to say that all night. Anyway,
Well done. Yeah,
right.
congratulations.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Chin chin.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandmother's maiden name was Holmes, so that was quite cool.
Oh,
God.
Although, yeah, no, it's but Watson's my married name.
Sorry, that
so it's not
jumped
really
out.
that good. That's all right. I know you don't.
Julian's gonna have some work. Julian's gonna have some work with the buzzer tonight on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we'll say
make him
only
do
when
something.
Mark's speaking do you need to do anything.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, and I do apologize in advance, but yeah, fuck it. I'm wearing panties.
I think you're apologising after the event, not in advance. You've already done it all
Yeah.
now.
You haven't had
No more beer for you.
Speak yet.
Tony.
So
We
the whole back end thing, because we go ass, and the Americans say fanny. Now,
Oh,
for a British person, you're on the wrong side.
do you mean of the body you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I do.
Well, the thing is, like, either one's funny. Yeah, fanny. If you have the fanny pack or the bum bag, either one is funny anyway.
It's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. And plus, they're making a big comeback now. Have you seen them? People here anyway. They're all wearing well, not all of them, but lots of people are wearing them. And also,
Man, I got man bag.
bum bag.
It's fine.
A bum
Man
bag.
bag.
When,
No.
when you were a kid, I'm sure we all had bum bags as kids and thought they were really
Yes,
cool.
I did.
But
I
You wore it on the front.
Shoot me now.
yeah,
Right?
I always used to wear it on the front. Always.
Front? What?
Yeah. Yeah,
To the side?
Yeah, but not the bum,
To
right?
the side. To the
oh,
side.
sorry, you were way cooler than me and Dave. But you wouldn't wear it on your bum. So why was it?
No,
even a bum bag?
I lived in London. I didn't want vital things getting chopped off.
But you would wear it. I would wear it on the front anyway.
Yeah, because you can't
So-
sit down with like all your
Yeah.
keys and all that.
Exactly. So why was it even called a bum bag if you had it on the front ways,
Is it
which would be a fanny bag,
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Hang on.
a ball
They
bag?
were in fashion. They were in fashion when I was a teenager. which knocks 10 years off for Dave, because Dave is about 10 years younger than I am. What the fuck were you doing, Dave?
Maybe there was an extra resurgence.
These things go around and come around again.
Yeah.
Nothing is new.
No.
No, it's not. No, it's
But,
not. It goes in cycles.
But anyway, I only just thought of that as well. It was a bum bag, but people would normally just wear them at the front. Anyway, so in England, that would be fanny if you're a girl. Or, yeah, ball bag if you're a man.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the sporran to make a comeback.
Oh, Dave, really? So while we're on the subject,
I think it's time for a different subject.
all right. So other words. All right. Let's go other words. Other words.
Well, these
Okay,
things.
so-
Have you got any more, Katie?
Well, the only other thing I was going to say was that
Bollocks. That's what
When-
she was going to say.
I was going to say bollocks, yeah. My husband, I'd say he's American and he lived with me in England for a long time as well. But he would get things a bit like he wouldn't understand certain stuff, and so he said he was like really like he got irritated with this woman one time because she'd said "oh tar" to him, and he thought she was trying to be all posh, and he was like, "Oh, she was really annoying." She was like, "Oh tar," and I was like, "Tar isn't posh. Tar is like." For thanks. Oh, tar, love. You know, it's very common parlance. I was like, no, she wasn't trying to be high and mighty with you. It was the exact opposite. So yeah, so now he's like, oh, tar. But
Actually, that's a good one.
yeah,
That's
and the only
a
other
good
thing
one.
was like goodbyes, cheerio.
Cheerio. Ta-ta.
Oh yeah, tar.
Ta-ta.
We have
Tar.
in our house, because my wife's from up north, and Bingo was born up north and learned to speak up there, or at the beginning of learning to speak. So they have the sort of hard A for a lot of things,
Oh yeah.
and I don't. So we're sort of a half and half house now, because he's starting to, where he's at school, he's picking up the more southern pronunciations.
So you're a
But
half
he'll
and
still
half house.
he'll say, sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, down the path to the castle," and it's
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Down the path.
I'm definitely
It's
a lot.
path.
Yeah, there's
There's
an
an ER
yeah
instead of the TH.
the Parthenium.
Jesus.
So
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm happy for him to say it either way, but I think he needs to pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Choose.
Which side are you on? This will show us.
Choose your destiny.
Choose your path or your path.
Is it a path or is it a path? Which one are you choosing?
But my wife has got quite not a northern accent at all, but she grew up there. But she sounds more like she's from the posher side of London, but she still says path and castle and grass. So that's quite unique hearing without the northern accent and still having those hard A's.
Yeah. Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
From the posh part of London. I'm
If you're
from the
not.
east side.
East side.
I'm from
It's
Surrey,
not-
in case anyone wanted to know.
It's not Bath. It's Bath, as in BARF. Oh shit! Sorry, no, sorry. It's not Bath, as most people. It's the Roman baths.
I went
No,
to
it's not.
Bath.
It's a
University.
bath.
Did you?
University of
Wow.
Bath. Of
Oh,
Bath.
just up that way, about 40 miles. But Surrey's a lovely place. Surrey is a lovely place. I had family down there. In Old Woking.
I used to live in Old Woking.
Really?
Yeah, on the High Street. High Street, Old Woking. Only for that was our last address before we moved to our last
I
address
couldn't-
before we moved to the States.
I couldn't tell you who they were or where they were, but I know we had family down there. I've been there a few times when I was a lad,
Lord.
youngster, lord.
A lord.
No, I'm still a lord.
Lord ass.
So Words. In America, how often do you hear somebody go, bollocks?
Yeah, never.
But why?
It's just not a thing. They might say balls, I guess. That's probably more. I've said balls more than I thought I was going to in this video. Yeah, no, they don't say bollocks.
Headlines
because
tomorrow. Katy likes balls.
No, I didn't say it. I mean,
Reading too.
don't get your panties in a bunch. But yeah, it's just not,
Julian,
and also
No.
it's not something that sounds good in an American accent. Bollocks, really, is it?
Really?
No.
I don't think so. Try it. It just doesn't
It'd
sound
be
as good.
bollocks, wouldn't it?
Yeah, bollocks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
bollocks.
Bollocks. You need the
Yeah.
off sound, the double off
Yeah.
to make it sound
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I get it.
It just doesn't sound so good. So I mean, I don't even know what they'd say, and I say bugger quite a lot as well. Oh. So I say it in a funny accent.
Bugger.
Well, I say booger,
Booger.
booger. With I suppose it sounds. I know. Well, I think I'm copying the Fast Show probably. Booger. Or White House when he was old Alf.
Dean Lon-
London, though. And you're from the south.
I know, but I've got to. Yeah, as I say, I think I'm saying it more from the Fast Show character.
Copying the town.
Booger. But also, it sounds kind of like the American booger, which is bogey. They say booger instead of like bogey. So it sounds kind of like that. So it sounds like I'm not really swearing. Booger. Yeah.
Booger.
That's kind of fallen out of parlance. I was just thinking
What,
that. My
bogey?
mum my mum used
Bugger.
to say, bugger, and my gran as well. But I haven't heard anybody say it for years in the wild. You know.
Bringing it back. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, it was one of those things that I thought as a child, I thought it was kind of an acceptable swear that maybe, teenagers could say. And then my parents were like, well, you know what it means? I'm like, no. But I know now, but I still say it.
Once you learn what it means, it means something else.
Yeah. Well, it was like my parents didn't really, or my mum didn't used to like it when I said knackered because that had like sexual connotations as well. But I think that's totally
No, do you know what?
gone now.
That's been.
Yeah, but I think now it's
kind of used to. Knackered now means
it just means you're really
worn
tired.
out.
But it did used to mean like sexually worn out or whatever.
Yeah,
So it's like a little 8-year-old going like, "Oh, I'm so kid." They'd be like, But now, no, they would really.
yeah. I'm knackered. What have you been doing, you dirty hussy?
You're
I
buggering
thought it
about.
was more to do with
Sod you.
Oh my god, that's another one. Sod.
I know that's got to come from
Yeah.
sort of me, mate. I assume.
Correct.
Everything. Oh man. Okay. Get back with the old bum bags.
Yeah. Don't.
God is a
Let's not go
soil
there.
thing, isn't it?
Sod is also a soil. It's true, but
Yeah.
that's not where. That's not where.
No, it's a.
It's not where it
It's
goes.
probably not.
a
I always assumed it
peat
was
turf.
to do with that, but it's probably not.
My my mum's family own a farm over in Ireland, and they have a part of a peat bog, and they take the sods from the peat bog to burn on the fire. So yeah, I get where you're coming from with that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
With your golden halo. What's going on with your lighting, Dave? You look like
I know.
God
He
or
looks
something.
like Jesus. Yeah.
yeah. So
I've got a like it on the live stream. I had my hair down, and Julian said, "You should always sit with that light behind you. It makes your hair look amazing."
It does. You have a golden
beautiful,
halo.
Dave. It is beautiful.
Yeah,
Uh,
looks magnificent.
Okay,
We should
I
probably
am
wrap it
quite
up.
aware of the
Yes.
time, and I am quite aware that Katie needs to get off for the kidders in about 14 minutes or so.
Yeah, have other duties, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So shall we
I've
bring
got
this
to
to a
finish a
close?
side project script before I go to bed.
Oh,
Have ya?
Start is stupid. I mean, an amazing script.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Simon doesn't watch. It's fine.
oh, listen to you two doing amazing things. I've got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to fucking Wales to pick up some stock to go and do jobs that nobody actually gives a shit about. So
It's salt of the earth. Salt of the earth work, Mark. You're keeping the communications industry.
no,
working.
I hate what I do because it's bullshit, Dave. You know that, and I know that.
Just trying to make you feel better.
Yeah.
You don't
can
need
listen
to.
a
You don't
Decoding
need to.
your own podcast on the way. There you go.
And that is what I do.
Yay.
My playlist is absolutely rammed with you guys' scripts and channels, and that's what I listen to. And I do get a bit right. I know I hope Julian's going to cut this bit out, but I do get a bit starstruck. Dave, you've heard my little one send a message to you before now. She is she don't hold back. She's over the top. She's enthusiastic, and she knows the names. What am I trying to explain here? Fucking hell. What's it? Not what's it like.
I know what you mean.
There's a cat. I saw a cat. There's a black cat. Hello, black cat.
It's my cat. I'm pretending to stroke him. Look, perspective. AI cat. It's so weird.
Little one's got
Gary.
two cats. They're half Siamese, and you got Ziggy.
Gary?
You got Ziggy and Zig and Zag. That's their name.
Till I was too old, I thought Siamese cats were stuck together.
Oh no.
Fair play. Fair play.
I was like, why? Why would people pay so much? And then I was like, well, I suppose we're getting two cats, really.
That's so funny. Hey, come here, Gary.
But Dave,
No, he's not. Doesn't want to come up.
the message little one
Yeah.
sent to
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
You remember?
that's lovely.
Yeah. That's kind of I can't eloquate what I'm not as eloquent as she can. I cannot I can turn
What you're saying is Dave's awesome, and your daughter thinks he's a star because he's on YouTube, and she wants to get his.
Hey,
Taken.
Katy.
Yeah.
She knows who you are as well. So let's not take away from that. And she knows Lorelei as well, and Julian, and she thinks you're all superstars.
Woohoo! Well, she's
Hence the reason her goal in life at this very moment, she's 10 years old, and her goal in life is to get a selfie with Dave.
Hey, that's an achievable goal. That's great.
Yeah.
Because
I wish I had achievable goals.
Yeah.
she thinks that is amazing. And I think that's amazing. And I think it would be amazing to get a picture with any of you guys.
You can just take a screenshot now and then Photoshop her in.
I'll budget somehow. But what you guys do and what Julian does and what Lorelei does, people don't get to see this. And you guys are the talent behind the talent. Do you understand what I mean?
I know what you're saying. And I think one of the reasons that it is actually really good to write for Simon is that he acknowledges that.
Yes. Yes, he does.
A lot of YouTubers who use script writers don't even put their names in the credits.
No.
Yes. Or mention that they have writers.
Exactly.
Yeah, so everyone thinks it's just them.
Yeah.
But because I started writing on side projects, and when my first video came out, it had my name at the end because I didn't know who Simon was before that, and it had my name at the end. And I was like, oh my god, I get a credit at the end because he just reads those straight. There's no he doesn't do any tangents or anything.
A credit.
Yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, woohoo.
He is absolutely amazing at crediting who's written it, and also the way he reads the scripts, he interacts with you without interacting with you, if you know what I mean. The way he goes off in these little tangents and things. That's why he's got such a fucking massive audience. But you've got the foundations, and then you got the building on top. Yeah? And that's you guys and Simon. And you got to realize that. You guys are the talent behind the talent. And you guys are fucking superstars. And no matter how much you don't want to think you are, in the eyes of some people, you are. So just like that and deal with it.
Just for a raise.
I got Simon to break character in a Into the Shadow script.
Oh.
So I watched them on Trello when they've been proofed. before they go out. And I did one a while ago for how to get a new identity and disappear. And I messaged him saying, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if we did a similar one for how to dispose of a dead body?" So I wrote it, and he's it should be going out soon. But there's a bit in the introduction that I wrote, and he was like, "Oh no, Dave, who writes this script." And I was like, "Oh, you've never done this. Do that in."
So that's a goodbye for now for me. And thank you so much for everybody for joining us tonight. I will hand over to the lovely Katy, who will say a little bit.
Thank you for watching. I've had a great time. Thank you to Dave and Mark for asking me to come on as well, because it's been really fun.
Anytime. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. There'll be a link to Mark's channel in the description. And if Katy wants me to link anything, I will.
Thanks.
Thanks everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.